This is a response to a video by The Laughing Out, hello there TLO. Your video there, treating people different, specifically treating men and women differently. Why do we do it? Do we do it? Can we control it? What are the implications for that? I mean, one of the things I found really interesting and kind of thought-provoking in that was towards the end you were talking about treating children differently, specifically talking to children and talking to babies, and how you perhaps don't or try to avoid speaking in baby talk to babies, the goo goo gaga stuff. And I'm just trying to think through that observation that you made there into the first part of your video about responding differently to men and women. Because when we talk baby talk, and I mean a specific kind of baby talk, I don't mean copying what babies say, because a lot of time we do that, don't we? They make burbling noises and we make burbling noises. I think that does have a particular function, but I'm talking about the other kind of baby talk, which you also imitated, which is where you accentuate the sound of your voice and the intonation. You accentuate certain parts of speech, like the consonants you make harder, the vowels you tend to expand. Hello, are you all right then? You know, we do these kind of shapes. And I think those do have a function, actually. It is a little bit patronising, but at the same time I think it does have a function, because I think one of the things that we're doing when we do that is that we're helping the child to identify the rhythms in language, particularly the rhythms in this book, in the language community that they're involved in, because they all vary. You know, accents vary, dialects vary, and of course languages as a whole vary, don't they? So I think when we're doing that, we're saying this is the kind of shape that the intonation in our language has. These are the places where we put stress in our language. This is the rhythm of our language. This is how meaning is communicated, not just at the level of vocabulary, but the level of, oops, could be a fight here. I'll just show you this, because this could be entertaining. Come on, pup. Phoebe, come on. Come on, Phoebes. Come on, Phoebe. See, Phoebe's a female, and she's getting attention from the males, and this is what happens. Go on. So you can look after herself. Anyway, sorry about that interruption. So yeah, what we're doing, I think, when we're doing the hello, are you alright then thing, is we're drawing attention to the patterns of our speech and how meaning is conveyed in pattern, not just in the naked vocabulary. And that kind of parallels other things that we do with children as well, I think. You know, children's toys, for example, are usually composed of, you know, platonic solids, spheres, balls, sticks, discs, pyramids, these kind of things. Platonic solids in primary colours. I mean, that's how we do it, don't we? And we're doing that, I think, we're doing the kind of same thing there. We're introducing humans at a very young age to the vocabulary of the visual and tactile spectrum. You know, this is the visual spectrum. Visual spectrum. These are the colours in the visual spectrum, and this is how we break it up. These are the colours we speak in, and these are the shapes we speak in. You look around the world and it's all a confusion, but we speak in the language of cubes and triangles and squares and sticks and discs and so on. You know what I mean? So you introduce them in that, and then they can use that to speak complex shapes and speak complex colours later on. And as I say, same thing with the shape of language. Kind of singing first off, like the singing Neanderthals. Anyhow, does that relate back? Is there? I think it's a really useful thing to put together. So thank you for that. But is there a way of looking back to that and using that kind of observation to think about what it would mean to treat men and women differently? And I've had that experience, I'm sure you have. You're talking to someone in a bar or something, and you think it's a woman, and then it subsequently turns out that it's a man, or vice versa. You know, and that kind of conversation is interesting, and you can feel something adjust in you when that happens. You know, you can feel something turn. It might not be a negative thing, it might be a positive thing, or it might be a completely neutral thing, but something shifts in you. And possibly one of the things that's shifting is a kind of vocabulary change, you know, a vocabulary change, almost as if you're not learning, but you're changing the parameters of the speech. You're moving from one dialect to another, one flow of speech pattern, one set of colours to a slightly different set of colours. You know, you've moved from the day glows to the primaries, or you've moved from the platonic solids to I don't know what another set of shapes would be. You know what I mean? Maybe that kind of things happened, and it would be very subtle, and it would be non-conscious almost entirely. I mean, you might be aware that change has taken place, but you probably wouldn't be able to aware what those change was. And it would be things like an alternative vocabulary of things like gesture, and things like posture and intonation and length of pause between words, and whether you look down at the same time as you smile, or whether you look away, or whether you make eye contact, and you know, what you do with your hands and your hair. Yeah, all that kind of stuff, as well as the gross obvious stuff about whether you say "all right, mate," or whether you say "all right, darling." You know what I mean? Anyhow, I think maybe there's something in there about the dialects of communication that we learned at an early age, at the same time probably that we're learning about colours and shapes. We're also learning about the dialect of male and female engagement, and sometimes we have to switch how we're talking, don't we?